And I think honestly that is the future of not only subscription commerce, maybe e-commerce, but just digital commerce altogether is the creator economy. It's kind of
Hey guys, how you doing today? This is Brandwidth. I got here Brandon, the owner of Snackify and the head of e-commerce. How you doing today, Brandon?
good. How are you doing, John?
Good, good. Bless. So
Thanks for
tell me
having
about
me on, man.
yourself. We'll go right
Uh,
into it.
well, okay, so yeah, I've been a career entrepreneur. I've been in the snack food industry quite a long time. I started actually doing vending machines just locally in my hometown in Jacksonville, Florida. Uh, I We did a lot of cool things over the years. It was like a 10-year period where we had these. We started with like a franchise, and then we did our own. It was called Smartbox. We uh, had touchscreen technology and a lot of cool bells and whistles on our vending machines. So we kind of were taking this approach. We're going to modernize vending and whatnot. So I gained an array of skills. I picked up on the fact that, I kind of had a little knack for the technology, kind of runs in the family a little bit. My dad worked for IBM, so I had access to some of those computers like really early, like early access, basically. So I only discovered later, oh, okay, that can be a skill. And so just combining that industry involvement in snack foods along with some of the hardware technology in the vending space was good. Got a lot of management experience, won a bunch of awards locally, and then eventually I sold the business, tried an e-commerce spinoff, gained a lot of experience that, obviously was like a first pass. And so now with Snackify, I'm taking kind of all the good with that and doing something new.
Man, that's super exciting. So tell me more about Snackify. What's it all about?
So at Snackify, we help emerging snack brands get discovered in a unpopular and ever more crowded space called the internet. And one of the things I learned over the years in the vending industry was going to these trade shows is the snack brands. One of the biggest challenges is just getting discovered. And so there's different ways to do that, but getting distribution is like a competitive moat effectively. You're not always going to say Publix, in Florida, or to any of these grocery stores regionally, Safeway, and a lot of these grocery chains are not necessarily completely national or international. So you're having a lot of times to go through intermediaries to get to the retail aisle shelf where the consumer is finally going to find you. And then on the internet, obviously, there's everybody's got a website. Everybody's on there. There's some people with the expertise, obviously, on how to get discovered and get in front of the right target audience. But that involves a lot of like brand awareness marketing and just like remarketing. So basically, there's a couple of different ways you can do it as far as distribution goes, but largely these snack brands, especially if you're new to the industry or you're a first-time entrepreneur, you end up having to learn all these things that I've seen these companies go through for years now. So we help snack brands, high quality, mostly all natural snack brands get discovered through our customizable snack box gifts and subscriptions. I've got a tight set of snack boxes with Snackify. They're very versatile. We could do gifting. You can add a greeting card, as you can see here. You can also can we have subscription boxes for the B2B audience, office snacks. We do corporate gifting. You can do custom branding, promo items, the works. So very versatile set of snack boxes, several audiences that those are going to be distributed to. And this is how you can get your product in our box, get in front of many eyeballs at once. And then on top of that, we have an entire marketing platform and a set of like different types of creators that will actually produce real material for these brands, such as content creation effectively in the form of like photography, video, stop motion animation, reviews, UGC, the works.
Man, that's awesome. So how can a local brand find you and why do they profit numbers wise? You got any data on that?
Well, based so a couple of different ways. I mean, we're in the brand awareness space, and so like when it comes to like working with the snack brand on the affiliate side, we think of ourselves as like an affiliate marketing platform. Effectively, we're oftentimes connecting these brands with creators. So there's two, as far from an ROI perspective, like if you're a snack brand, say like let's go back to the local example. I mean, really, we can work with anyone. Obviously we work with some of the more hidden gems. It's not like Fritos or Doritos needs our help, uh, but like take a brand like the one that we're working with, Quantum Energy Square. We're working with this group to to do a couple of things. One, we do actually we will actually like eventually buy from the brands that we work with, right? But we do this to like sort of get them started. And so what occurs is I'm actually working with Quantum to produce high quality imagery that they can actually use and repurpose on their site and on their social media. So one of our creators is a very talented photographer. We're going to have one stop motion animation picture, which will, most people know what that is, but it'll be kind of like a GIF effectively. And then you have several other high quality images. They could use that for their marketing. We're effectively kind of creating content for them, delivering that to them, uniquely in exchange, not for money, but for inventory. So we're coordinating content creation. We do the same thing with Reels and UGC, so a little bit of video, we're getting into that. We do some of our own marketing, so the benefits of becoming a Snackify collaborator, as we call it, is that we will continue to market your brand even after the promotion is finished. But to sort of bring it all the way full circle, we will actually put the brand on different places on our website for promotion. We will coordinate. We have a massive email audience that we coordinate email marketing to, whether that's in the form of like a exclusive spotlight or a mention, or a footer mention later on that runs for several months. Different tools there. Social media collabs. So that's a way we kind of help each other. So there's like all kinds of different avenues. I, of course, am like sort of mentioning all of these separately, but there are different packages that we have available. But those are the two key things that like we will, those are the two key components where we're creating value for the brand, is when we're actually creating content for them that they can use and that we sort of have mutual exclusive rights to. We'll continue to market the brand ourselves, but then in addition, getting actual user feedback through UGC as well. It's a very powerful tool.
Awesome, awesome. Tell me more. I'm really interested about how does the customer experience when somebody finds out about Snackify and they want to buy a
Yes.
snack?
Well, uh, so largely our snack boxes are the bread and butter. We have lots of collections of individual snacks we sell online that are excellent for, again, discovery. A lot of customers, a lot of shoppers will browse and find different unique items that will kind of warm them up to eventually purchase a snack box. But we like to think of it as like four different audiences. So there's the B2B audience, the office snack audience. There's an office snack subscription box for those who are going to the office who want that amenity. There's corporate gifting, which is an entire array. It's an entire array of like options. I mean, you have custom branding. You can add promo items. You can do custom greeting cards. There's a whole lot of customization there. But then the other four snack boxes, they all have their own audiences. So like the family care package, great for the home shopper, the mom with kids. You've got the the wellness box, great for those who are trying to send like a gift where they're trying to be health conscious about the gift they're sending someone. You've also got the like for example by the way, just going back to that wellness box, a lot of get well soon cards get added to that, so people think, oh, get well, it has the word well in it. These names, you get so creative with them, and then like people actually respond to it. It's great. Yeah. By the way, I'd like to cut here and wipe the sweat off. Sorry.
You're good.
I don't know why I'm like sweating here. Just cut the AC off. Here, there you go. Yeah. But anyway, just to finish that answer, there's also the well, I'm forgetting my own box names here. But you got two others, like the celebration box, which is basically kind of, you're going to see that change every month into, like, it's our monthly special. So we're always doing things to cater to our snackers and keep it interesting.
Man, that's awesome. So I know you guys do like promotion boxes, celebration boxes. What is your future goal for maybe the next 2 years? Are you gonna change boxes? Are you gonna change products? How are you gonna make more money?
Well, we're going to do two things. One, I mean, we've got a lot of growth still with this set of box. One of the things that I did on the e-commerce side and like the online store side is, I had a business before this. I tried a little spin-off with my old business, did an e-commerce spin-off. Some of it had to do with COVID because like during COVID, like, I mean, you just saw like literally a 3x, like, kind of an artificial tripling of growth on the e-commerce side. I mean, look at Shopify stock. All right, I made actually a lot of money on Shopify stock. All right, that's just one little small tidbit of advice. If you invest in things that you already use, then at least you keep an eye on them. But the so that's kind of how I got into e-commerce with corporate gifting, because there was a lot of demand, being that people were now stuck at home and people now are shifting to work from home gifts. So the proliferation of that has kind of stayed around a little bit. So, you take all these tidbits from the old business, right? And then you, you inject them here. I'm actually simplifying. We actually have less products than ever on the website, ironically, but they're the most high value now. And we're focused on building out our audiences with each of our snack boxes. As crazy as that sounds, each of them kind of has their own sort of micro audience that you focus on. We have a lot of growth there, actually. We're in our first year. So it's good old fashioned e-commerce there. Okay, it is from acquisition to conversion to retention to subscriptions growth to retaining corporate customers, getting them coming back whether it's once a year, once a month, whatever it is. But absolutely a ton of building out on the marketing side, because that's where we're actually creating value for snack brands, is continuing to develop these programs where you've got right now, I mean, we've got the bullhorn in place, email, social. We've got our website, obviously. There's a couple of different things we could do there as well. But, building out our posse of creators and figuring out more clever ways to, again, create content, create things that are of actual value in exchange for that inventory that we're getting from our snack collaborators, and then delivering them to our audience of snackers.
What is your method of scale? Because it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it's getting more UGC creators, more designers, photographers, stuff like that, so you can bring on more snack brands at once.
Yeah, well, that's one component. Being able to do more at once, but the unique aspect of this model, and just one that sort of started out this way, was FabFitFun. I don't know if they're exactly the same, but it's sort of similar. We're gonna stay in our niche, by the way, but our marketing effectively is their marketing. When it comes to like just going back to the quantum energy square example, when we're doing an email blast showcasing that brand, we're actually sending traffic to their website and to ours. So, this is all agreed upon before we do it. But we actually like what's cool about it is it takes care of our own marketing. By marketing them, we're marketing ourselves as well. So uh, collaborating with these brands and sort of executing these clever tactics is a form of growth for us. Creating UGC for them, it could be effectively UGC for us, for example. And I think honestly, that is the future of not only subscription commerce, maybe e-commerce, but just digital commerce altogether is the creator economy. It's kind of all the rave right now. Getting your product into the hands of people who have an audience that trust them. I think that is perhaps one of the most effective ways to create brand trust and to drive conversion effectively.
Man, that's awesome. So I see you got some boxes in the background there. You want to show us some of your stuff?
Well, this was just a nice little showcase. Okay, now this is the thank you card that you can add to your box. So you see, like you can actually shop online, order any one of our boxes. You can add a card, and we'll actually put the message on the card. You can add a custom message up to 300 characters. This was actually a corporate gift. What we also have here is, I mean, I've got actually quite a few more snacks. Okay, that's one of the great perks of being in this business. A lot of free samples. I'm gonna send you one. Okay, this is Quantum Energy Square's caramel sea salt and almond. They wanted more content on their new flavor, so we're hooking it up in that regard, right? This effectively is just an empty box. However, this is what Snackify and a Snackify box looks like. We have a little bit of verbiage here on the back that just tells people what we do. You discover new snacks, the highest quality snacks made with only the finest ingredients. Discover new snacks, snackify.co. And we typically fit, anywhere from like 12 to say like 18. This box can fit like 12 to 18. We take charge of effectively making it look nice. So a lot of people are like, well, how do you do it? Look, let us figure out which, some of the larger items, like say peeled snacks, for example. This is like it's a larger item than say a quantum energy square, but in the end, it's going to look good. It's going to present well. People are going to open it. You probably see online, and I don't know if I should do it here, but you can actually take the top off, and it presents very well. In my old business, we had a box that was supposed to kind of do that from a subscription perspective, like people get it and then they put it on display. Now we really use that component more for photography purposes, but you can actually do that when you receive the box. It comes just like this. So like we're just so excited about like the design because this actually holds up in shipping. You don't have to put it inside of a box. Very durable, very smudge proof for the most part. So yes, this is what like our main Snackify box looks like. But I also brought just one other example here. You can actually custom brand your box as well. So this was a company we worked with, full total custom branding here. Their marketing team designed it themselves. So this is a corporate B2B customer, Snackers on the other end, right? And I actually worked with several affiliates during this time. I worked with we had a couple of brands. Nature's Bakery was one of them. So we do work with some big brands. But there were actually a couple of different affiliates. Gimme Seaweed was another one who gave us a bunch of product from a trade show, actually. And we worked to promote that brand. But this is kind of how the system works. You can, on the one end, you're a company, you can get a custom branded box. You can actually custom brand your box. We'll print it. We'll make sure that the insides look good, that the filler matches your colors, whatnot. We'll do all the work as far as like your gifting experience goes. But then we're going to connect that snack brand with their employees because we're going to not only put the brand in the box, but we're also going to market it online. They probably will see it in an email later on. Things like that to help drive discovery and brand awareness.
So are you using that box to send to somebody that just on Snackify, they buy a snack and sometimes they might get that box or they might get the actual Snackify box?
Uh, Say that again. Like, yeah,
Yeah, sorry, that might have been a little confusing.
yeah,
With that branded box, so somebody that just comes on Snackify and they
yeah.
purchase a snack, is it 50-50 chance whether they get your branded box or another company's branded box?
Well, in this case, so online, these are our standards. These are our standard boxes. You just order these. This is what it looks like when it comes. You can add things like the greeting card. That's kind of a customization. It'll come inside the box. The custom branding is special order. So I'm going to a company like, say, Nike, for example, and Nike wants to do a corporate gifting arrangement for their employee appreciation week, and they want to custom brand the boxes for an
For internal
additional
use.
charge, effectively. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And what's cool is like what's available online, like say the celebration box. You can order the celebration box in your brand. So we'll just take the celebration box snack bundle and put it into your custom branded box. It'll be the same thing that you get online, but in your branding, along with anything else you want to do custom, like custom greeting cards or promo items, things like that. We take charge of just basically adding whatever you'd like to your box and just creating the best gifting experience possible.
Yeah, no, I like that you've kind of turned it from a gift basket into more of a high level gift basket than going to Walgreens and buying one off the shelf that's like has whatever in it, you know. So this is more
Yeah.
customizable, more health conscious, and it
Yeah.
looks really nice.
Yeah,
Custom
yeah.
greeting card.
No, that we thought of ourselves like originally in my old business as like Smartbox did some of this too, and the it was like the modern day gift basket. Ditch the gift basket, go with the box.
Mm, I like that. I like that. What is your biggest competitor maybe in the same space, and how are
Uh,
you better than them?
Well, I mean, Snackify is pretty new, relatively speaking. I'm not sure if there's anything like us, 100%. There are snack box businesses out there. There was one, it was Snack Nation a long time ago. They sold to Karoo, and then Karoo didn't do snack boxes. I guess that they don't do. I actually spoke to one of I've been actually friends with some competitors before, like the founder of Bunny James. Shout out to Lonnie. And he actually informed me that they exited as well. So I'm not exactly sure who it's owned by or like kind of what's going on there, but it is kind of a fun little industry. I mean, there's probably like less than five that do snack boxes. You've heard of Snack Magic as well. There's a few, not to like, give them too much PR or whatnot, I guess,
No,
but
yeah, you don't need to give anybody
yeah,
PR.
yeah.
What I'm curious about is what do you do better? How do you see, because it's somebody else, a big lie is somebody else winning means you're losing. It's just not true. And how can
Exactly.
you be better?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not I'm luckily we're not out. The internet's a massive place. It's far more massive than like brick and mortar retail will ever be. And so basically we don't have to beat someone else in order to win. And that's kind of what I was trying to do before. That's actually like by trying to sort of just grow so fast and sort of like outgrow ourselves or hit this number or become one of the players in the industry. You can like the old saying, grow yourself out of business. But even worse than that, you can end up not being happy as well, and just kind of feeling just kind of like you're running on this treadmill that'll never stop. So for us, like we're here to just carve out our space on the internet. I'm here to foster and cultivate the relationships that we have with the brands that I've had for actually a long time, and to just use my industry knowledge in that space, in that regard, combine it with some of the technical savvy and the entrepreneurial experience to create something that can, where I actually, my goal, just in essence, is to be a happy man and to have a business that I can be happy about being in and running, and be at peace, and be self-sustaining. We've actually bootstrapped for almost a year now, and even though times have been tough, I've sometimes sometimes times have been tough, but like I've been much happier than I've ever been. Not just not having so many tentacles whenever you involved in your business, whenever you're trying to go big. And uniquely, I was at Sub Summit just a couple of months ago, and I saw a lot of other entrepreneurs like that. Everybody in the subscription box space, a lot of those, at least those that are the happiest, that seem like they're the happiest people, are by themselves. I was just, they actually had a live event. There was a live, you probably heard of Shopify 1% podcast. They had it live there, right? I'm going to ask them to have you on next year. Okay. But what will, I just saw a man who was a one shop business. He's a founder. He doesn't have, a whole office full of employees. I am part of a team of two, actually. The founder, and then we have one trustworthy steed that is very good. But you know, effectively, a lot of these box entrepreneurs, whether it's subscription boxes or something else, uh, it's about having a business that you can have automated and mostly virtual, and do something cool, cultivate an audience of subscribers or customers or just like raving fans, and be of service to them, be needed in that regard. That's really all I care about. Not really about competition.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting. And what you say about being alone, being the happier, I have like a give or take on that because like definitely the most stressful part of business is employees and just people in general. That's
Yeah.
where I thrive. Like I love problem solving. I love dealing with difficult people. That's like what I do.
Yeah.
But you're so right. Like, man, having less people is actually less stress. And with all this AI coming out, really takes a lot of load off the employees, especially high intensity research, anything like
Right.
that. It just really helps keep stuff smooth.
Yeah.
And I know like a lot of schools, my in-laws, their kids are in school right now and you're like, "Oh, you can't use ChatGPT to, do your homework," which I agree you should learn how to actually do, your own homework. But then also I do feel like some of these schools should be teaching these kids how do you utilize ChatGPT or some kind of other AI to fulfill a project. How do you give it the right
Yes.
prompt? How do you tell it the
Yeah.
right way to make your job more efficient and to make it better? And so for my employees, I almost tell them, if you're writing me a long text with a lot of information and you don't use AI and it comes like there's no excuse. If you send me an email and it's crappy and it's hard to understand and it's a bad email, I'm gonna be kind of like upset. I'm gonna be like, why did you not just plug that into ChatGPT to
Yeah.
give it to me in a format that is understandable and helps you explain yourself better, so I don't waste my time trying to read it and understand. And so it's almost kind of like a given these days. It's like if you're sending bad emails,
Yeah.
that's your own dang fault, And
Yeah.
but that
Yeah.
just
Or
going
doing
back to like
anything.
employees and stress free. That's yeah, little
Yeah, no,
ramble there.
I'm totally right there with you on the AI. And that's one of the key things is like, especially in e-commerce, there's so much that I call it the three A's: AI, automation, and analytics. But on the AI topic, I completely agree that like you're right. There's like when you're kids growing up, this generation must have it difficult because it's the first AI native generation. Those like in high school, college right now, but so they do have to not, there's a careful balance. If they use too much AI early on in their life, then their brains are not going to, develop properly. They're going to be underdeveloped adults effectively. So I get that. But once you're an adult and you're working and you're in the space, or you're in some kind of space, especially in particular digital, having it do just help you do your job. Like for me, I don't necessarily, I'm seeing a lot of people use AI as just like a glorified Google, where it's just kind of like you ask AI and it's like a little bit better than Google, and it's very rudimentary. But if you actually, like you said, know how to prompt and are detailed with your prompts, I want it this way, you need to think like this. make sure you include these things, then it can actually, and then, using voice mode, the difference between voice mode and chat mode, agentic AI versus generative AI, those things, and being just literate on these things when it comes to AI, will help people actually really become geniuses in their role, but do it in a way where they're learning at the same time. And there's just certain things that it can do for you now that you don't have to do, that it would just be tedious, busy work anyway. Like for just as an example, I use Google Tag Manager, right? And there's a tag that wasn't firing, right? It wasn't sort of picking up an event that was happening on our website, and that's kind of what Google Tag Manager is used for a lot of times. So it wasn't picking up the event every time. Different browsers were having trouble. It wasn't rendering. Certain things weren't rendering on a certain browser, and so it wasn't picking things up. So I sort of interacted with AI to try and help fix that problem. And not only was I able to kind of converse in a way where it's not like I was being given the information, just told to go do it, but I was learning, oh, okay, you can do it this way. That's a new method that I can use from now on every time I do it. But I also, it also gave me the JavaScript patch that like coders, it's like, just give me the patch. I don't need to like sit here and like write this thing. I think that's okay. I think it really is okay to just like, if you, especially if you need just a small something for it to like create something for you. And yes, you're copying and pasting it in. Uh, Luckily, I guess, I mean, I did take a few courses, so like I can't say that in the past I took a few courses on this, so like I can't say that I didn't learn it myself before, but as long as you know what you're looking at, and just there's all kinds of clever ways to have AI help you actually do your job better, as opposed to doing your job for you and then you're not learning and then you're not developing, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. And I think that like I was just telling my wife about how much I'm learning, just like asking AI a question and then giving me an answer. And I'm like, okay, now I know. So next time I don't ask AI.
Yeah.
It really is just like a wealth of information for just starting new projects, starting new businesses.
Yeah.
Um, Gives you so many ideas of like, I'm having this problem in my business. What is the best method for me to get over this hump? And it,
Yeah.
yeah, and
It
it's almost kind of like if you're sitting there struggling, and you have that just like brain fog, just like ask ChatGPT, give me some prompts, give me some ideas, and then you can still be creative in yourself because ChatGPT is not like choosing the answer for you. You can still you have the idea in your head of what you want. You're just trying to get it to help you understand what you're wanting to say, and
yeah.
using it like that. But I know that's a little like we both got off a little rant here, but I'd love to get back to
Oh, it's
your
great.
business.
Yeah, we can
tell,
talk
tell
about
me
that
some
today.
golden business nuggets. Give
Yeah.
us give us some
Yeah, what's that?
golden business nuggets.
Oh, gold, like just some lessons I've learned perhaps over the
Gold. Give
past.
me some gold, man.
Well, like I mean, we can go back to the three A's. I mean, I guess I was thinking like, okay, like what do I tell an e-commerce somebody who's getting into e-commerce? What's interesting about e-commerce? First of all, it's totally necessary. Like I tell brick and mortar businesses, not every brick and mortar business, I guess. Most brick and mortar businesses it would apply to, but maybe not every single one. I haven't come across one where they couldn't do it. But um, you get into e-commerce accidentally a lot of times. It's just like like a lot of times becoming an entrepreneur was accidental. They accidentally invented something that was way better than they thought it would be, and now it's a business. But it's like you start in brick and mortar. That's kind of how I got into e-commerce. It's like I started in brick and mortar with vending. It's like having a bunch of mini stores. I had like 70 vending machines around town at one point, and uh, we got into e-commerce because we had to, and so because of COVID, but also actually I started a little store before that, just as a new avenue for growth. Um, so we're in the digital era, and there's other way. You don't always just have to have like an online store. There's other ways to kind of get your product to people. I mean, there's um, now a lot of these social media companies are finding a way to have checkout be conducted on the platform where you don't have to go to someone's website, effectively like their Shopify store. So like right there in TikTok, you can buy something, It's really interesting how things are evolving. So I would tell like maybe somebody getting into this space. I mean, look, one, the water's warm. The internet is like I was saying before, a vast place. I love how you can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time, being that we can be international, but we don't have to have a physical location, at least not really. And then, you kind of outsource a lot of these operational processes, the physical, so that you can focus on, what you do best, which is the funnel. And think of it like this, like the average person visits a website 7 to 13 times before they make a purchase. I know that's an unbelievable number, but especially like when you reach a certain scale, a lot of visits. And actually, it's really more like 7 to 13 brand interactions. So you think of it almost like, when it comes to like, if you're getting into the space, how in the world do I like get people to my website in a crowded space where more information is being created every day? Well, you got to just actually kind of draw it out and think of it as a funnel. So you have to obviously have a couple of places where people discover you. Um, and the best way to determine that, the first lesson I was ever taught in e-commerce was, where do you get your information? And so where do people get their, like, for example, like if somebody's looking for, snack boxes, where do they already go to get their information? If somebody is, if there's a mom looking for baby products, where do you go on the internet to get your information? Well, maybe they go to Google. So what do? You meet them where they are. You run Google ads. Um, but the best three questions to ask, like sort of when getting going, is like, where do people get their information? How do you interpret our products? So, for example, like I think people interpret Snackify a certain way. It's like, oh, cool, and back during the Smartbox days, I had a lot of trouble with this. It's like, oh, cool, you're healthy snacks, and I was trying so hard to be something else. Actually, it's like, no, but look at the machine or look at this, and so people actually gravitate towards things that you might not necessarily want them to even jump at when it comes to your brand. It's like, oh, you like that, but what about this cool thing I did with it over here? And so how would you interpret us? Because you'll find most of the time people don't interpret your brand the same way that you interpret your own. So I learned that. Um, and then like once somebody does make a purchase, the biggest question is like, what really made you do that? Because somebody, actually put their credit card information in. You establish enough brand trust. Congratulations, you got them through the funnel. They made a purchase on the site that's not Amazon, not Target.com, not some like, established box retailer. And so like, what do you see in us effectively? There's different ways to pose that question, but like why'd you buy this? And you'll be surprised at the answer there. Like, I just needed it. I just needed something quick for my loved one, for my college student, for example, who's graduating. And that's how we discovered, okay, college gifts, graduation gifts are a big deal. This upcoming, luckily, August, this month is August, we're going to probably have quite a few back to school gifts. The family care package is something to market, and we'll collaborate with a couple of snack brands on back to school. So, and then, that ties back into affiliates and how we're going to benefit them. So, I mean, it's really those three questions, where do you give your information? How do you interpret this? And then what made you make that purchase? Those are like the essential questions that you're going to want to have answered that can really drive a lot of audience building effectively, knowing your customer. There's so many other questions you can ask as well. I would recommend doing surveys and doing everything that you can to get as much user feedback as possible as well. So does that help?
Yeah. How are you tracking that data or any data?
Well, that is a good question. We're building that out, on the Snackify side, but largely, you do have to have kind of one data warehouse. So the vision for us, one I mentioned, we do surveys periodically, probably twice a year as we build our customer base and have new customers come into the system. And things change. A lot of times products change, that sort of thing. So it's like, all right, how are you interpreting it now? You can ask them the question again. But there's everybody has their analytics like Shopify, Google Analytics, and Klaviyo, and these sorts of things. And you got to kind of have an app that can bring all of that data together and tell a story. Uh, I actually have been looking into a couple of them, and I guess I'm going to give them a shout out here. But there's Retention X, who I looked at, and then there's Triple Whale. They do a couple of things differently. They can sort of operate as a CDP, like a customer database, but there are apps that specifically do that as well. But like Retention X, I guess, is more kind of like helping figure out where the upsell is and what's actually the performing the hottest. It can help kind of honestly answer those questions in an analytics form, on, okay, here's where the 80/20 is effectively. I'm probably not articulating it as best as they could. They're probably like, say this, but it's more kind of like a buyer journey and figuring out where the nuggets are there. Triple Whale is really cool because it's all about attribution. And what that means is just like who gets credit for getting the sale on the advertising or like your marketing funnel. Because oftentimes people could discover you either from Google or an influencer, but end up going to your website, signing up for an email list, getting a discount code, then purchasing using that discount code, that sort of thing. So it actually does this thing called distributed attribution, where okay, Google gets 25% of the credit, and then Klaviyo gets like 50%, and then maybe your influencer. I don't know. Again, I guess a bit of a novice at those apps, but there's tools out there, luckily for everything. And again, I'm trying to figure out how to kind of like get some AI into the picture there and to sort of like integrate, like have, sort of also have an intelligent sort of AI solution. Triple Whale has that Moby AI now. They're kind of trying to be on the leading edge of this. So you see all these apps now, they got this little AI handle that, comes out. It's like, what can I do for you? So yeah, AI automation and analytics. That's how you essentially, that's where it all goes back to as far as like tracking that customer data.
I love that. In your business, what is like one thing that you do that's a big needle mover for Rev?
Uh, well, it's really the whole picture. It's the um, I think just like going back to what we talked about with the affiliate marketing, it's just the idea that the best thing that you can do is content. Create content that is meaningful, that will resonate with people, that will actually sort of inspire action in one way or another. So creating the high quality photography, or maybe doing some content with some UGC creators to establish that humanity behind the brand. Uh, it doesn't feel like success at first, because I mean you've got to do a lot of it without a lot of return. But as like they say, the algorithm rewards consistency. So being consistent with continuously getting user feedback, and then using that to then drive content creation that's going to resonate with them, I think is kind of the biggest needle mover for me. And I'm honestly trying to speak outside of like, well, you run Google ads, of course, and like, you run intelligent AI driven PMAX ads, and, you do cool email marketing, and you do like all these. Now, obviously you do that too. You do e-commerce, which is like all of the digital stuff. You manage the funnel, you be organized, but like, outside of the having the ads, generate the traffic for you, and then obviously do the conversion effectively, And then, knowing some good email marketing tactics, understanding kind of your audience so that you can go on social media and get to the right audience through other people's accounts. It's probably the biggest thing is uh, when people land on the website, what do they see? What do they see every time they interact with your brand? Is it really cool content, and then just like your kind of what your mission is and what your cause, will that resonate with an audience? Are you doing something that helps people effectively? And I think people will respond very positively to that. And over time, that's what kind of builds that backbone and that momentum versus like, oh yeah, we got to make sure that we achieve, 4.1x ROAS. You could do that too, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I love how you talk about funnels. I mean, funnels is one thing I think a lot of companies just don't pay attention to, and they just throw out their name and they assume that people are going to come to their website and buy. But funnels are a beautiful thing that help the conversion rate be super perfect. Tell me more about how you use funnels.
Well, those now I yeah am a little bit old fashioned with this because I use like a chart, a program. I actually have used Lucid Chart in the past. It was honestly one of those G Suite when Google was G Suite. They advertised it, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I just started using it from there. Use it to this day for some reason, but. I mean, a lot of people use apps like Funnelytics and, like apps that'll do it for you and stuff like that. I mean, Retention X kind of is a little bit like that, but I like to visualize. So, without having like anything to show you, you kind of can envision a just this descending chart where you have certain points that the user is going to hit, where there's discovery, maybe they visit your website, maybe they sign up for an email list at that point. And so how do you get discovered? Well, I have Google. I have I'm going to run influencer camp or just a continuous campaign on Instagram. Maybe you run meta ads or something like that. And I have I'm going to give an example that's not ours at all. Like we're going to do an SEO strategy where we're going to coordinate with bloggers that have a very high positive match to our audience type. Um, and these bloggers do monthly blog posts. So we're going to be advertised and mentioned in these. This is again just hypothetical, and we're also going to run Google ads, and we're going to do those two things, and we're also going to run Instagram ads or like maybe collaborative like. There's those posts now that you can do with UGC creators where it looks like both of you, and then you're also advertising the post, you boost it. We're going to do that. We're going to do some kind of strategy on Instagram, right? Whatever it is. And so, you know, we're going to get discovered through those three things. And our goal at that level is to get people to visit the website, visit our website. We're going to generate that traffic. And at the website, the website has to answer three questions. It has to do it very quickly. It has to answer what do you do, first of all, how is it going to help me, and where can I buy? And it should answer that question within 9 seconds. It takes 4 seconds on Instagram. Like, you ever notice how those TikTok and Instagram ads are so fast? Yeah, it's because people are scrolling. You've only got 3 or 4 seconds to kind of really grab someone's attention. It takes so much now on that micro decision level to get someone to actually like click and then look. I've done it myself where I've seen a Instagram ad and I got to the point of adding to the cart, and being in this industry, I'm like, oh man, they got me right to the point where I was adding to the cart. But
It's
I
like
got to
magic.
think about it some more. Yeah.
Yeah, some companies are. It's like magic. You're like, how did I
Yeah.
get here? Oh, I bought
Right.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, they got me to that point. I didn't make the purchase, so I'm sure they're thinking, oh man, we almost got them to the goal, which is to make the purchase. And you're doing that with thousands of people. So you get them to visit the website. it does a good job of getting people to engage to where they either remember you and see you somewhere when you're getting remarketed to. There's remarketing then that takes place. Maybe you're watching a YouTube video. Oh, you see a commercial about it. And then, uh, or you sign up for an email list while you're there because so you get a discount code. And then maybe later, and I've had this happen, it could be months later before someone makes a purchase, but it's about that cumulative effect on a massive audience of thousands of people. I mean, that's one way to do it, and I'm sure there are others that have like more clever, creative ways of doing it. There's lots of talented like e-commerce people I see out here at some of these shows like Sub Summit that like probably say, "Oh, well, here's what you're missing out on." But traditionally speaking, I mean, it's kind of just this web that you got to get people in. Um, and you got to work users down the funnel, but none of them are going to do exactly what you say. It's going to be like if the funnel's a straight line and people are going to just be kind of back and forth as they go down the funnel.
Yeah, our funnel, because like everybody does it different, and I think it totally depends on the business and depending on what company we're working with, it totally changes. But we love to
Yeah.
have the the ad for say a nail brand that we work with. They see the nail polish kit. They want to buy it. They click on that ad. They're warm lead for that kit and that kit only. So the
Yes.
landing page is a landing page for that kit only. It's usually like 6 reasons why, or we'll do a couple of reasons of like why to buy. Like as you said, what do we do? How can we help you? How do I buy? The
Yeah.
only thing they can do on that landing page is either buy that item or get off that landing page. So we
Yes.
don't do any kind
Yeah.
of analysis paralysis. Oh, there's that color. Oh, well, maybe I should get this color instead. It's like, no, you picked on this system, these colors, you're going down and you're going to buy it or you're going to get out. And that conversion rate for us, we've seen huge success with that. And yeah, I think funnels is something that a lot of people aren't doing. And I totally
Yes.
agree with you. I think I love that you're implementing that and it's working well for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, and like your strategy, the less things you give people to do when they get to the landing page, probably the better, right? You don't want them to be distracted with too many bells and whistles. You want them to buy, right? So it all starts with like, what do you want them to do? Well, you want them to buy, and then some people just want to hear it their way. So we oftentimes have created landing pages where it's pretty much the same page, but the words are different and it just says it differently. So it's what they want to hear. I want virtual event gifts versus employee appreciation gifts. And so, fine, have it your way. Here's virtual event gifts. We do that, but it's really actually kind of the same page.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. I love that. Well, let's talk about some education. How do you educate yourself on a better entrepreneur?
Uh, the best thing to do is like have mentors, just have people that know more than you do that uniquely make you feel uncomfortable, actually, in a way where it's like, man, this person's so successful, it makes me feel uncomfortable. At least I've like been through that.
I
And even to
totally
this
feel
day.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like you ever come across like some of these YouTube videos are like that. It's like, how are these YouTube influencers so successful? They're like gazillionaires.
Yeah. No, yeah, like a lot of my mentors, I'm like, I know what they're gonna say, like, because I have a question. I'm like, I know you're gonna say like, not something rude, but like, I know I'm not doing it right, and it's
Yeah.
like, I know what he's gonna say, just do this instead, but and it's like kind of that gut wrench. It's like, oh, just tell it to me.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have that brutal sometimes help from somebody who's been successful, who's been where you are, and they really want to help you succeed. And I totally agree. Mentors for life, having a lot of them too, because they give different advice, and so you can kind of
Yeah.
get it.
Like, yeah, they, it's, you just got to focus on people that have what you want. And some people have different things and philosophies, different achievements in their life. Maybe those aren't the best mentors for you, but those that have what you want, it's possible. There's no like right way to live or to do it effectively. There's plenty of successful people who've become successful in different ways. And one of the myths is like, all successful people wake up early or something like that. I mean, actually, that's probably not the case. I mean, there's plenty of successful people that stay up till 3 a.m. and then, are not up early as a result. Uh, Maybe exercise is something that's kind of like a high trend among the successful, but uh, I don't really even see. I see a lot of you see a lot of people, right? That sometimes it looks like they don't deserve to be successful, but they are, like just in their personal habits. Uh, I don't know. It's really kind of an ongoing phenomenon for me.
Yeah. One of my mentors told me it's one of those it's just a just do it kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so many people are like get wrapped up in the, oh, I gotta wake up and do my workout, do my cold plunge, all these different things. And you're wasting so much time where you could just be doing it. You could just be doing the work. You'd be working out. I do agree that like health and wellness, taking care of your body, takes care of your mind. Your mind helps you
Mm.
work better and faster.
Yep.
Having confidence in yourself, being fit, goes along with business and stuff like that when you're having social interaction. So I totally agree, but that can't be like, if I don't do this, then I'm not gonna be successful, because it's one of those, you just got to go do the work, get it done, go do the work, get it done, stop thinking about it, go do the work, get it done. A lot of people that I bring on here talk about like, okay, when you come up with a new product, how quickly can you bring that product to the people as soon as possible? And then you're making the
Yeah.
changes, because you're going to sit here thinking for so long, bring it to the people, and then they're going to want to make changes anyway. So one way or the other, you're going to be making changes after you bring it to the people. And,
Yeah.
uh, and you get caught up in all this analysis paralysis and just doing it. And I mean, jumping, like, it's not like the best advice, but jump out of the airplane and build your parachute on the way down is
Yeah.
how I've done a lot of things that end up working out. But that's one of those things, is just get it started. And but I
Yeah.
love that though. I love that.
No.
Well,
Yeah. I'm totally with you on that. Yeah.
what are some other sources that you educate yourself? So like I like books. Not too big of a reader because it takes a lot of time, but I love audiobooks. So when I drive, when I do any kind of work, I love listening to audiobooks, podcasts. What about you?
Oh yeah, no, I do like reading. I am with you on that. Like I'm not like a huge volume of books type of reader. I think it's more kind of like, and plus I kind of tend to focus more on books about life. One of the best business books I like ever read was David and Goliath. At the time, it helped me in my role that I was in. But you know, uh, the there are these high level business books, Four Disciplines of Execution and such, and then I've learned that it's kind of for me like it's my genre is kind of more just about life in general. I don't do like any fiction or anything like that, but uh, I mean, like it used to be that I was, as far as like coursework goes, like for me, it's very tactical, like e-commerce. Um,
Yeah, I
you're
remember you
trying to
said you
get your
took some coursework on the stuff. You can talk about that. Do you do college? Would you suggest that? Courses, classes? What do you think?
well, you could like so I just to give myself an example. Here's what I know could work is I majored in business and and I graduated FSU in business, very uh, general degree. But then how I learned most of my trade now, honestly, is School of Hard Knocks experience. Now, like, I had to do some coursework. For example, like, in order to learn some HTML and CSS, I had to go to freecodecamp.com. Actually, shout out to those guys. Actually, it's donation based, and you you can learn all kinds of different programming languages. So I did my HTML, CSS. I still need to finish my JavaScript, but actually, honestly, with the proliferation of AI, now it kind of makes things a little bit easier. So that's what's unfortunate is a lot of times the AI can teach you a little bit on the fly, uh,
Exactly.
but like there's also like Google Analytics certification on Skillshop. So if you want to go into data analytics, getting that certification I think is good. I think like Coursera and some of these it's actually much easier than you think to get your feet wet when it comes to just some plain Jane courses that aren't like 4-year university. By the way, this is stuff that these 4-year universities, I'm sorry, they can never teach you. It's best to kind of be like working on something and then taking these online courses at the same time, strengthening your skills, but also doing the School of Hard Knocks. But the Google courses, I think, like if you're going the Google direction is good. If you're like doing, say, so analytics is kind of, what I'm getting into lately. And so Tableau has their courses now. Yeah, I'm sure Microsoft Power BI has their, version of this. A lot of these companies now want people to be good at one thing or another, whether it's Google Analytics or Power BI or Tableau, whatever. It's really those three. So courses like that, I think. But there's nothing like School of Hard Knocks.
I like it. I like it. Every time I've been hearing people say that lately, I've been thinking of the guy on YouTube that has the School of Hard Knocks. I'm sure you've seen him. He like
Right,
interviews millionaires and billionaires, Um, but
right.
yeah, getting it done, man. My grandpa said that the other day too, or my wife's grandpa, and I was like, yeah, I keep thinking of that. But he's like, man, you're gonna learn the hard way doing it, and
Yeah.
because I was skateboarding and I tweaked my ankle for some reason. I can't walk today, and I was like,
Oh
I did
no.
skateboarding yesterday, and then I went to jujitsu last night, and I was
Yeah.
like, nobody got me in any kind of footlock. I don't know why my ankle
Yeah.
hurt. And he's like, School
Well,
of Hard Knocks, man. You're gonna figure it out the hard way if you hurt yourself. I'm like,
oh, I've
you
been there.
watching
I've
the
been there with both, actually. I've been there, like, I'm like right there with you. I have injured myself. My Achilles actually skateboarding a long time ago. I couldn't skateboard for a couple of years. And then there was one time where I did get like armbarred in jiu-jitsu and I had to take a month off because I kind of went a little too far, I guess.
yeah,
I let them go a little too far effectively. That's funny that you
yeah.
say that.
No, I had that same thing on my arm, but it was at a competition. The guy just went like real quick, but I
Yeah.
tapped because before he even started. But some people just don't care. But a little off topic there.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
pleasure. Anything else you want to touch on? I want you to be able to say everything you wanted to say.
Well, I just appreciate the opportunity to come on here and to have this conversation with you. This has been just like incredible to just sort of get our thoughts out, about kind of, especially like, it's always like a snapshot in time, effectively, kind of where you are in your sort of development. And so things have, we're just going to continue to develop things with Snackify. I again just like appreciate this and if there's like anything I can do to any referrals I can make, because this is like I love the setup that you have here. I also wanted to mention that snackify.co is our website. Feel free to find us there. Feel free to find us on Instagram, Snackify Collective. Yeah, and that's also our handle on LinkedIn. We actually are working on doing a little bit of a migration there, so it's going to look like we have no followers right now, but don't worry, in about a month or so, we're going to have a lot of followers. And then we do have actually a couple of discount offers when you get to the website. If you take advantage of our little fly out there, you get $5 off on your first purchase. So just thought I'd mention that. I wasn't sure though if you actually were going to ask that question next, so I
I was
apologize.
gonna ask you, so you already got it. And how can we
Yeah.
reach out to you if somebody wants to get connected with you?
Well, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. It's linkedin.com/in/Brandon-Stallings-Smartbox, my old business. You feel free to paste it in into
Yeah, it'll be in the
the
description. Any
yeah.
links Brandon sends me will be in the description, so you can have the links to his Snackify or his LinkedIn, anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty much only there. I'm not too active on social media. Actually, I am gonna start interacting with our company's Instagram a little bit more. You'll see that. So feel free to like kind of find me through that. I'm tagged in a few places, but like, yeah, I'm gonna probably go into creator mode eventually there as well, because we have to do it. It's good to have the founder also get involved in some content. So you'll see
Yeah,
us there, and
I
yeah.
always say that, and then I'm like, it's so cringe to post things
Yes.
sometimes, and then my partner's like, to be cringe is to be free, John. You
Yes.
just got to do it. And I've been saying that to myself, like, to be cringe is to be free. And
Yeah.
so,
I
yeah,
like that. I love
yeah.
that.
I hope that helps you. To be cringe is to be free.
Yeah.
Just do it. Alex Hermanzi says this thing a lot. He's like, more people will judge you for trying to be successful than they'll judge you to be like at their level and poor.
Yeah.
You know, then people won't judge you for being poor because everybody's poor. Everybody's just low
Right.
level. But like more people will be like, oh, you're trying to be a big shot. And
Yeah.
I understand that it's cringy, but anyhow, awesome. But yeah, no, Brandon, thank you so much for coming on. This is John Klein with Brandwidth. If you guys found any value in this content, please consider liking, commenting, and definitely please subscribe. And if you please reach out to Brandon, get some snacks on Snackify, send it to a loved one, and have a good one, guys. Bye.